as well. 10% of the stock has gone.
That's awesome.
Yep, 756583. So you heard it here. First time, we believe, on UK TV.
Yep.
Yep, marvellous. So do have a look on the website for these. Right, Suited.
Suited. Now, this is a Gavin original. This is a game which I created myself. Very proud of it. Again, it's won lots of awards already. So you've only got my word for it, but other people have endorsed it as well. Now, this was designed in order to be a game that breaks all of the normal rules of card games. Now, when you pick up a pack of cards, what you know is that you've got diamonds and hearts, which are what colour?
Diamonds and hearts, red.
And you've got the spades and the clubs, which are?
Black.
Black. Why are they red and why are they black?
I don't know.
No, me neither. So therefore we decided to break the rules and say, okay, it doesn't matter if they're not red or they're not black. We've got different colours that we can use as well, as you can see on there.
Okay.
And why can't they appear multiple times on each card? And why can't they appear in as many different combinations as you possibly can do? Suited as a card game. For anybody that you know that likes games like Uno or Set, this will be an absolute treasure for them. And the real beauty of the game is that when you have your turn, you don't just play one card, you play two cards. Now, we have two different types of cards.
Right.
We have challenge cards and response cards. Now, these black cards that I've laid out here give you examples of your challenge cards. This is where you lay down a challenge for the next person. Now, I'll explain what these symbols mean. Basically, they'll refer to the card that's going to be laid down next by your opponent or opponents. So in this case here, we're going to have to find a card which has at least 10 of one of those colours. In this case, it's going to be at least 5 of an orange. Here, at least 4 hearts. And then we've got our little spanners in the work here, where you cause the next person to miss a turn, or over here, where you get them to change 2 of their cards. So what happens is you are set a challenge, and the idea is that using your hand of cards, of which you'll have 5 challenge cards and 5 response cards, you have to find a card in your hand that is going to actually answer that challenge. And once you've done that, your job is to then set the challenge for the next person. Now, this is all based on probability, which basically means that sometimes you'll get an easy card, which will give you up to 60% of a chance to actually have the card that you need, although it could be as low as 20%, which means it's going to be much harder. What you want to try and do is force the other person to use their most useful cards as early as you can, and there's all sorts of quirky rules in the game, which will mean that you can scupper whatever anybody else is trying to do.
Right. Let me give you the details of that then. So if you love your card games, just $12.99, 730571. Got another video of this one. Let's take a look.
So let's play Suited for real this time. Now, these cards here, the black ones are what we call the challenge cards, where we set the challenge, and these green ones are what we call the response cards, where we respond to the challenge. Now, what I'm going to do is I have shuffled these. I'm going to give 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these to Alex, and I'll take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think if we play this as an open hand,
yeah, this is good.
So that viewers, you get to play this with us.
Yes.
That'll be good. So there's my 5 of these here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we're going to give you 5 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll put those separately there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here we go. And I'm going to lay these out as well here. Lovely. Okay. And what we're going to do, I'm actually going to change that because I think it's going to be easier to explain if we do it this way. So we're going to put our challenge cards in the middle there first of all, and the aim of the game is simply to get rid of all of our cards, be the first person to get rid of all of our cards as we start playing the game. So the first challenge that we've got there is to have 8 or more of any one of the colours. Now if it's my go here, well, if you look here, actually almost all of the cards that I've got will actually be able to solve that, because you can see that I've got 11 oranges on there, and I've actually got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 oranges on there. I've got 11 greens on there, so this is pretty lucky, because actually almost any ones of my cards, well, all of them in fact, will be able to solve this. So now my choice has to be which of these cards I actually want to get rid of. Well, looking at this, it's more than likely that the hardest ones are going to be the ones that have got the fewest variations. So I'm actually going to opt to put this one down as my response. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set a challenge for Alex. So if I have a look over here, I can see that, well, remember, in real life, I can't actually see Alex's cards.
Yeah, don't look,
I'm not looking at all, I'm not looking at all. So here, what I'm looking for is for Alex to have a card which has got 3 or more spades on it, okay?
Yeah.
3 or more spades.
Nice and easy.
Well, I can see again, I mean, obviously I can't see, I've got no idea what's on any of your cards, but I can see 2 cards, I think.
That one has more than 3.
That has 3,
that one
3
and
or
that
more.
One.
So you've got 3. So now you've got to decide which of those cards is going to be the best one to lay down.
What would your recommendation be?
You see, if you look at this one here, this is great, but it's also, if you were comparing this card to this card, even though they're very similar in terms of what they've got, this one's got the fewest possibilities, so you're more likely to be able to use this one.
Right.
So I would lay that one down there.
That makes sense.
And now what you're going to do is you're now going to lay down the challenge for me. So put something else on top of there, one of your challenge cards.
What does this mean?
Okay, this means straight away that we're going to reverse the order. Okay, which immediately means that you're going to get another go now.
Oh.
Okay, so you have, after one of these cards is placed, you have a free opportunity. So you want to look at the cards that you've got and decide which is the most difficult of the cards that you're likely to need to get rid of, and use this as an opportunity here to get rid of it.
So probably that one then.
That's exactly what I would do.
Good. Okay.
Well done. Okay. Now, let's have a look again. Well, you've actually got the unusual opportunity of being able to do exactly the same thing.
Which I'm going to.
You can place that down there, and then let's have a look at the rest of your cards that you've got here. Those are good cards. They're good middle-of-the-road cards. If I was looking at those and seeing which one I would probably want to get rid of, actually, it's going to be that one there like that.
Why is that?
I think that's got probably the most middle-of-the-road numbers. You're going to, at some point, come across some extremes. Okay. Particularly because if you look at my card, well, you obviously can't see my cards, but if you were to look at my cards, then you would see that you need some extreme highs or some extreme lows. Right. Okay. Now, you've now got to lay down a challenge to me. Remember, in real life, you can't see my cards.
I actually haven't taken your cards in, so there we go.
Okay, there you go. So I now have to find something which has got either 7 or more blues, which I cannot do. I've only got 1 blue amongst all of my 4 cards. Or I've got to have 7 or more spades. And I'm looking here and I can see that I do not have that.
So that's the card that's down.
That's the card that's down.
7
and therefore, because that happens, we just move this over to here. Therefore, I have to take an additional card from each pile. So what happens is the game starts off nice and easy, and as you go through, you find yourself getting into trouble. Right. So only 5 goes, potentially, but actually, there's a reason why there are so many cards in there. And all 60 cards in each of the packs are completely different. Right. So this really is an ingenious game. Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of blowing my own trumpet here. I'm really sorry. Sometimes you have to. Anybody that likes Uno or Set or Dobble, of any of those types of games, this is a must-have for them, and it's a really, really good price. Fabulous. Because you can get this for only
$12.99.
$12.99.
Obviously, full instructions will be in there as well, because we've only just done a quick demo there. $12.99, 730-571. That's another one where you're going to get nice and competitive, I think, don't you think?
I think that's very true.
I do love that. It's really good. Now, we do have more puzzles on the show for you. In fact, this puzzle is called Quazzle. Have I pronounced that correctly?
You have, and it's called Quazzle because it's an abbreviation for quick puzzle. Right. And that's because each of the Quazzles takes under a minute to be able to solve. Now, this is another brand new puzzle. This was developed by a Welsh duo who are serial games inventors, Dr. Adam Porter, who's also a dentist, and his partner in crime at game creation is a gentleman called Robert Fisher. And they approached me at the UK Games Expo this year with their idea, and we fell in love with it. And lo and behold, less than 6 months later, this is out in the UK, and it's not even officially being launched into UK shops until February 2020. So you have an opportunity to be one of the first people ever to own a copy of Quazzle. So let's explain what you have to do with Quazzle. Now, each of the two players, and you can play it by yourself if you want to, each of the two players gets a Quazzle grid. And on the grid, you've got 9 of these dice. Now, they're all identical. They all have exactly the same sides to them. So this is not like a puzzle where you need to have specific things on specific cubes. They're all absolutely identical. Now,
Am I taking mine
yeah,
off as well?
please take yours as well.
Okay.
Now, what we're going to do here is we're going to play at the basic level first of all.
Sure.
And we're going to give these cards another good shuffle. I shuffled them before. And what we have to do is we have to lay out 6 cards, which I'll do here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, when I turn over the timer, between us we have got 1 minute to try and build as many of those as we can into our grid. Where you see a white blank, that can be anything at all.
Right.
So what we would have to do here is we would have to, for example, have that going in there and then the green one going in there. So can you see that that matches there like that? So we've got our purple with diamond there with a blank, and then we've got the green circle there as well.
Oh, so that doesn't count exactly next to each other?
Well, what we could, no, we've got the gap there. That's where the gap
that's
is
that
there.
one. Apologies.
And it doesn't matter which way up we do it. We could do it that way or that way, however we want to do it. It doesn't matter. And at the same time now, if I add this one in here, then we've also answered that challenge. We can have anything there and anything there. So we've now solved 2 of those there as well.
Right.
So now we need to have a look and see what else we need to do. Well, we need to get 2 red ones in. So we can put the 2 red ones in there like that. And that's the 3rd one. Now the 4th one we can see we've got here. Remember, it can go in any direction. So the 4th one goes in there like that. And now the last one of these can go in here. Actually, the 5th one of these, can you see there that we've got the red and the green like that, just opposite each other with anything on the side. And the only one that we've not managed to get in place yet is these 2 here. But actually, if we turn them around, we can put that one in there like that and this one in here like that. And lo and behold, every single one of these now appears in here.
Oh, that makes you think, that one.
Now, of course, I've taken a lot longer than a minute to explain it to you.
Oh, no, not a problem.
And here's the amazing thing. There are over 5 billion possible puzzles in this set. That's right. That's what the number of combinations does. So if you were to utilise every card and play every possible puzzle, you would basically need to be here for 134,863 years, 341 days, 12 hours and 7 seconds.
I love that you've worked that out.
I didn't really. I made that up, but it was ever so convincing.
It was. I was like, seriously? You've been doing the calculations?
And I've played every one. There you go. So this is Quazzle. This is a lovely game.
Yeah, I like
Again,
it.
the beauty of this is that it's something that the whole family can play. You can play it by yourself or you can race against somebody else. It is for 1 or 2 players and it's for ages 6 and up. And this will really develop thinking skills and it will develop speed of thought skills as well. It's a lovely little game. Would you like to play another one?
Yes, I will warn you now, you will definitely beat me on this because it's the fact where my mind will go, oh, hang on, it's the fact that it can be in any direction.
Okay.
The cards, that's what will mess me up.
Right, so I've got rid of those cards and I'm going to do another random 6 cards here. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. And this time we'll play for real and we'll see what we can get done in a minute. When the timer runs out,
Okay.
that's when we see who's got the most. You ready?
Have we got a timer?
I've got it here.
Oh, you've got the timer there.
I am so prepared.
You are so prepared.
Like
Apologies.
a Boy Scout. Ready?
Yeah, go.
Right, now let's have a look here. So I can get that one in easily. And once again, I find myself in the position where I cannot possibly multitask.
Oh, I know, I'm the same.
I know, but listen, I can't even load a dishwasher. It's terrible. I think I'm actually nearly done here. What have I done? Have I done this? No, I haven't. Yes, I have. Do you know something? I think I've actually done it.
Have you?
Yes, I have.
Oh my
I've
goodness,
completed the
well
whole
done.
thing. Look at that.
That was quick.
So you see here, I've got this one here, like
Right.
that. This one here is there like that. This one here is there like that. I've got the two crosses next to each other
You
like
have.
that. The two blues together like that. And the blue and the green together like that. And I did that. Well, look, the minute's still going on here.
Yeah.